Good afternoon, everybody. This is Caleb here with Indiana Storm Chasing Network, Indiana Weather Online, and we have our first severe thunderstorm warning of the afternoon. This is going to be for Fountain County in west central Indiana, Tippecanoe County in west central Indiana, Park County, Warren County, Vermilion County, as well as Montgomery County in west central Indiana until 6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. This is quite a large warning here, including towns such as Crawfordsville, Lafayette, Attica, and stretching all the way down to Vermilion County to include Clinton and Rockville, Indiana as well. We're going to have to watch this cell off to the south here, coming into Robinson, Illinois. It does have a tornado warning on it over by Newton, Illinois for this supercell down in here. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. But we have a pretty decent gust front here that'll be moving into western Indiana. We'll go ahead and turn on our velocities here to show you our gust front here. Not the best radar interpretation here. We are in between radars here. So kind of difficult to see on the radar's end, but you can kind of see what appears to be a gust front sitting right in here. That'll be moving into western Indiana here shortly. You can kind of see that right in here, essentially, is where that gust front will be entering Vermilion County first before heading up north from there into Crawfordsville and eventually Lafayette if it holds together. This is our only severe thunderstorm warning of the night. We do have a tornado watch to talk about as well. Go ahead and toggle that on here for you, and I will show you that. All these boxes highlighted in yellow is a tornado watch in effect until later this evening. This goes until 11 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time or 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Several tornadoes and a couple intense tornadoes likely. Widespread large hail, scattered very large hail events up to baseball size, 2.5 inches in diameter likely. Widespread damaging winds and isolated significant gusts to 80 miles per hour possible within the yellow boxed zone here. Highest confidence for significant severe would be areas south of Indianapolis. Generally south of the, I'll draw a line here, south of the I-70 corridor here has the best potential for significant severe. What do I mean by significant? I mean wind gusts of 70 plus miles per hour, hail greater than golf ball size in diameter or tornado tier. That best potential lies south of the I-70-74 corridor, south of that white line there that I just drew. Areas north, across northern Indiana, Muncie, Lafayette, some scattered severe storms are possible, but the issue we're going to run into north of that line is instability. We're going to run out of instability the further north you go. That's why there's some greater uncertainty up here across northern Indiana. Northern Indiana is at a slight risk by the Storm Prediction Center, which is a 2 out of 5 for isolated severe storms or scattered severe storms, as the Storm Prediction Center calls it. However, the reason there is not a watch issued right now is for greater uncertainty in severe storm coverage and far and few between in terms of storms, and a lot of that has to do with a lack of instability. Better fuel south of Indianapolis. Go ahead and toggle our tornado watch off for now. We'll bring that back up. We do have a tornado warning to the state line here. If this would get issued, it would include Sullivan County as well as just north of Vincennes. The US 41 corridor here would be included on this if it were to get extended into Indiana. Right now, Indiana does not have a tornado warning on it. However, it is just off to our west. The tornado warning does extend to the Wabash River here. If we zoom in here, a little bit area of rotation here, kind of hard to see. And a lot of this is because this is kind of a plain setup in terms of this supercell. We have a lot of clear air underneath it here. So what that means is it's hard for the Doppler radar to phase and really see the rotation for what it is, as it can be an LP situation, meaning low precipitation base. There's not a lot of rain for the radar to really see the movement or velocities properly within this supercell. So rotation could be a little bit stronger than what is being presented there on radar, but nonetheless, you can see a little bit of a couplet there in Newton, Illinois, and this would be moving in just south of the Sullivan area and north of the Vincennes area over the next 20 to 30 minutes or so. Going up a little bit further north here, we'll travel north here, north of Terre Haute to the Lafayette area, Crawfordsville area, and points westward up to Attica. We have a large severe thunderstorm warning. This is a baseline severe thunderstorm warning, and currently the only severe hazard within this box is winds. We have winds to 60 mile per hour and penny-sized hail, 0.75 inches in diameter associated with this severe thunderstorm warning. And this is until 6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And this is for Fountain County, Tippecanoe County, Park County, Warren County, Vermilion, and Montgomery County in west central Indiana until 6:30 p.m. These storms are moving off to the east-northeast at 65 miles an hour. That's another thing to talk about today. Our storm motions are pretty fast today. We have a lot of bulk shear today, a lot of speed shear aloft. That is going to help push these storms aloft at a pretty efficient manner, too. Think about what you drive on I-69, I-70, or what you should drive on the freeway. That is how fast a lot of these storms will be traveling, between 65 and 70 miles per hour, east-northeast is the storm vectors today. Once these storms, or if these storms grow upscale into a line or a complex, which some model guidance suggests some of these storms will do, we may see that shift east a little bit versus northeast. We're just going to have to see how these storms evolve here this afternoon and into the overnight hours. The severe risk should end right around 11, 12 o'clock here tonight across Indiana as the cold front sweeps through. And beautiful weather on the way for the weekend, guys. So we're talking partly to mostly sunny skies and low humidity for a change. That'll feel nice for most of us after being in the soup for the last couple days with high humidity. So we do have some nicer days on the way before we potentially get active again next week. We'll talk about that as we move throughout the weekend and more data comes in. Could have some more active weather on the way. But here we go. We have tornado possible on it. They did not extend the tornado warning, just lack of confidence in that rotation being low. However, tornado possible in it. The supercell has a rotating updraft or a mesocyclone. That's a rotating updraft within a supercell thunderstorm. That rotation has become elevated, meaning it's higher up in the cloud. And for that reason, the National Weather Service issued a severe thunderstorm warning versus a tornado warning. If that rotation cycles or comes back down or occludes, as we like to call it, back down to the ground, we'll likely see a tornado warning reissued for that. But for now, we have a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible within this, and ping pong ball size hail. That's 1.5 inch diameter hail. That is decent hail, and that is enough to cause quite a bit of dents in your car. So if you have any cars parked outside, now's the time to park them inside your garage and get them safe. You can also put a blanket over your car as well. If you have a blanket large enough to put over your car, that can help minimize the hail dents caused by this severe thunderstorm. Counties included: Sullivan County and north central Knox County in southwestern Indiana until 6:45 p.m. Ping pong ball size hail, 1.5 inch diameter, and 60 mile per hour winds. This storm is also moving off to the east-northeast, looks like at 50 miles an hour, so a little bit slower than our storms to the north, but nonetheless a pretty dangerous storm here. Right now, the hail core on this storm is near Oblong, moving near Robinson and Palestine, Indiana. Going to be coming very close to the Sullivan area for the hail core. Areas to watch for the rotation. A rotation sitting right in here, and that's going to be moving right about here. Just south of Sullivan for the area of rotation. You're going to have to watch. Could move north or south, but right now that is our current trajectory for this storm. Right now our area of rotation is a little bit higher up in the cloud than what we like to see for a threshold for a tornado warning. Oftentimes, especially in a radar gap situation, the rotation could be a little bit stronger than what is being presented by radar, and also because we don't have a lot of rain underneath the base of this storm, where our rotating mesocyclone is, and because of that, sometimes Doppler radar can have a hard time interpreting that data on how strong the rotation actually is occurring. So do be prepared for a possible tornado if you're in the Sullivan area or points southward, Knox County and Sullivan County, Indiana. Vincennes, you're in the clear for this storm. It would be areas north of you, US 41, north of the Bicknell area, and south of Sullivan, Indiana, for this lone supercell right in here. Probably the biggest hazard outside of a tornado is large hail with this supercell. This supercell already showing signs of intensification within its hail core. So we're going to have to watch. Hopefully we don't see the hail size go up too much in it. However, some supercells tonight do have the capability of producing hail in excess of 2 inches in diameter, or hen egg size. We had some reports of softball-size hail in southern Illinois, and for reference, that is 4 inches diameter, and that takes an updraft speed of 103 miles per hour in the vertical to loft those softballs in the air and keep them elevated. So that is an extremely rare storm for this area and very, very intense. Hopefully we don't see any of that in Indiana, but we did have a couple of reports in southern Illinois and Missouri for softball-size hail, which is crazy. But nonetheless, going up here to the north for our northern severe thunderstorm warning, we'll briefly talk about this one. This is currently just warned for wind. 60 mile per hour winds and penny-size hail, 0.75 inches in diameter. So this is a baseline severe thunderstorm warning. As the storm gusts out, we can expect a gust front here along the leading edge before we have some rain and maybe some thunder in here as well. This is for Fountain County, Tippecanoe County, Park County, Warren County, Vermilion County, and Montgomery County in west central Indiana until 6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The storm is moving off to the north and northeast at 65 miles per hour. The only hazard here are the winds. 60-mile-per-hour winds here are the going hazards here. Kind of see a little bit of that gust front here, getting close to Vermilion County there. Right in here is where that gust front is. Going to be moving into the Danville area, Westville, Illinois, Georgetown, Illinois, just south of Urbana there, likely past Urbana at this point in time, moving along I-74. This will be moving into the Terre Haute area fairly soon, as well as moving into the northern or southern portions and central portions of Vermilion County here within the next few minutes as well. That is our current severe thunderstorm warning at this point in time. A little bit further south, we have Knox and Sullivan County in a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it, as well as ping pong ball size hail. Our storm is currently not in Vermilion County or Sullivan County or Knox County yet. However, it is close. We're going to see some light rain moving in on the anvil of this storm. Some rain is getting blown out ahead of this storm on the north side, thanks to our wind shear parameters today. So we're going to see some rain first in Sullivan County, but then not too far behind that, near the Robinson area and Oblong area, we have a hail core that is pretty intense here in this storm. We'll go ahead and turn on our hail tracker here to get a look at that. So here's our hail core right now, a little bit lagging behind. It's actually likely right near Oblong right now, right where you see those pinks, just on the south side of town, moving near Robinson. This hail core is going to come very close to the Sullivan area in Sullivan County. Think ping pong ball size hail. So if you have any vehicles outside and you have a garage and you're able to, now's the time to park those in a garage. Do not park or shelter under an overpass, as this is a tornadic thunderstorm. Tornadoes are very dangerous if you park under an overpass. That can amplify the winds in a severe thunderstorm or tornadic thunderstorm, and that can create an even more perilous situation for you and the occupants in your vehicle. So please do me a favor and do not park under overpasses along US 41 or anywhere ahead of the storm. Looking around the region, though, outside of this storm, we have some other scattered storms and supercells across southern Illinois. We have a very intense one near the Paducah, Kentucky area. This one here is actually producing 3-inch hail. That is like a very large high-grade apple that you buy at the store. So a very large hailstone there that's larger than baseballs. So if you have any friends in Paducah, Kentucky, going to have to watch you guys. And this hail core here is also showing signs of intensification. This is currently our strongest storm that may impact Indiana at this point in time. Severe thunderstorm warning to the north, although it's a very large blanketed warning. 60-mile-per-hour winds here with likely embedded 60-mile-per-hour winds here associated with that. As I change radars here and look, not a lot of hail associated with this. A little bit of hail just to the west of the Danville, Illinois area. That'll be moving just south of the Attica area there. You can see that where you see the pinks and purples, just below the I-74 emblem there in Danville, Illinois. But the biggest risk for this is gusty winds and perhaps some small hail. Further to the south, though, our supercell of interest at this point in time is a hail-making machine. Our tornado warning was just trimmed back, still remaining in effect for Illinois. Radar indicated tornado and 1.5 inch ping pong ball size hail, still the going hazard here, but a very mature hail core associated with this. This is running just south of State Road 33 and State Road 1 in Illinois. Going to be approaching the Palestine area here very soon. Getting ready to cross the Wabash River near State Road 58 near Marome, and Sullivan and Carlisle. So if you live between Carlisle and Sullivan, now's the time to put your cars in your garage and prepare for ping pong ball size hail or perhaps larger hail. This storm is showing signs of intensification in terms of updraft strength. So this hail size could very well go up. We'll go ahead and turn on a product called correlation coefficient. We use this to look for tornadic debris, but in this case, we're going to use it to look at the hail core. And there you can see a very pronounced hail core here with this storm, very elongated hail core that matches very well with our hail core depicted there on reflectivity, where you see those blacks and deep purples there. That's where our hail core is right now. Some larger stones may be thrown out on the north side near the Stoy area, Oblong, Robinson, but the most intense portion of the core is going to go just north of Flat Rock, near the Palestine area, Marome area, and then between Sullivan and Carlisle, Indiana, over the next few minutes or so. So if you live in Sullivan County, especially central and southern Sullivan County, now's the time to prepare not only for a possible tornado, but very large hailstones. Think golf ball size hail, or perhaps larger if the storm intensifies. So do keep that in mind as we go throughout the day here this evening. Going a little bit further north here, we'll go ahead and look back at this storm here to the north. That'll be moving into Vermilion County. Go ahead and turn our velocities back on here to look at the winds here. Kind of a bad interpretation here. A lot of that is just we're in between radars here. So the winds that are occurring are likely just hard to be picked up here. Our radar beams are very high. They're several thousand feet in the air, and we'll get a better look at that as they move into Indiana. But right now, our gust front, think of it right in here. Right in there where that white line is. So just now entering Vermilion County, Terre Haute area, probably getting some gusty winds right now. Danville, Illinois, getting ready to come up to the I-74 corridor here. And then eventually making its way towards Crawfordsville and Lafayette if it holds together. That is currently where the gusty winds are at this point in time for that severe thunderstorm warning there. No real hail within the storm. There's some small hail outside the Danville area, but it looks to be below severe criteria at this point in time. Maybe some dime-size hail, maybe up to pennies, perhaps. But 60-mile-per-hour winds here is really the main hazard here for that storm as it moves into portions of west central Indiana. We're going to have to watch this tail end Charlie here very closely now that it is approaching the Sullivan County line. Extreme northern Knox County. Right now, Knox County looks to be okay, but we're going to have to watch the Knox-Sullivan County line for a possible tornado if this storm shows signs of intensifying in terms of rotation. But right now, the rotation appears to be mainly elevated at this point in time, which is good news. Hopefully, we don't see the rotation come back to the ground or come back lower within this storm, but it could happen. This is a supercell thunderstorm, so it does have a mesocyclone, a rotating updraft. In fact, if we switch radars, so here's Indianapolis, and you can see what appears to be a much tighter couplet on it compared to Evansville radar, and that's because we see two different cross sections. Indianapolis is looking higher up in the cloud, mid-levels and upper levels of the cloud, versus Evansville's radar is sampling much lower to the ground. So we're seeing two different contracts here. Indianapolis is showing a much tighter couplet because it's sampling higher in the cloud. That rotation is higher up in the cloud versus Evansville, which is a little bit lower in the cloud, showing a little bit more what is actually going on at the ground. Still some broad rotation with it, but nothing that screams a tornado at this point in time. But we're going to have to keep an eye on it as it could intensify, and tornadoes can form very, very quickly from severe thunderstorms, especially supercells. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it, as well as for hail. Ping pong ball size hail will be moving into central Sullivan County here very, very soon. It's going to be moving into the Palestine area, as well as moving into Carlisle and Sullivan. So if you're anywhere in this area right in here that I'm going to circle, be ready for ping pong ball size hail, or perhaps even a few larger stones as well. Get ready for some large hail moving into central and southern Sullivan County here from this supercell thunderstorm that has a history of producing ping pong ball size hail. Currently, the hail core is just on the west side of the Wabash River, but that will be moving into Indiana here very shortly. So if you live in central and southern Sullivan County and extreme northern Knox County, not a bad idea. Go ahead and put your cars in your garage if you're able to. I know not everybody has a carport or a garage. If you don't have a carport or a garage, now's a good time to maybe if you have like a blanket or something you can throw over your car, that can help minimize hail dents as well if it doesn't blow away. That's a little trick that I have learned over the years. Right now, on the northern severe thunderstorm warning here, still in effect for another 32 minutes here, 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-size hail. But looking on velocities here, I don't see a lot of winds, or at least significant winds with this, but there could be some, perhaps a few instances of borderline severe criteria gusts mixing down to the ground. We have a poor radar cross-section here just because the radar beam is pretty high up in this vicinity of Indiana, so kind of a hard idea of what is going on at the near term at the ground. So if anybody living here in these areas here in Vermilion County, let's say Rockville, Petersburg area, Covington, let me know what you guys see in terms of winds. I'd be curious to know what kind of winds you guys are seeing associated with that thunderstorm there. So let me know what you guys see or have going on. Always love seeing your reports here. As we move around the area here and take a zoomed out view, I'll go ahead and bring just reflectivity up to give you the big picture here. This is kind of what we're going to be watching here. These storms right in here that I'm circling here, these southern storms, these are going to be the storms of interest here as they move throughout the evening here. If you are south of this line here, or within this box, that is the area of greatest concern here this evening. And that is because as you go north, you have less fuel. Less fuel on the north side, and you have more fuel south of Indianapolis for these storms to work with here. And that is why the tornado watch stops south of northern Indiana and does not extend northward is because of the lack of instability, lack of fuel for these storms to grab hold of. Still some sporadic thunderstorms, or perhaps an isolated severe thunderstorm, definitely possible across northern Indiana. We are in a slight risk, which is a level 2 out of 3 by the Storm Prediction Center, just to account for that isolated risk up there. But our biggest limiting factor is instability across northern Indiana. And the further north you go is lack of instability. Much better numbers the further south you go into southern Indiana. Here's our look at our supercell thunderstorm here, coming into the Robinson area right now, coming into Palestine. So getting pretty close to the Wabash River here, likely seeing some hail here associated with that. Turn our velocity back on here, just get a look at our rotation within the storm. Maybe a little bit showing up just south of Stoy, but nothing that's is significant at this point in time, which is good. Right now, hail seems to be the biggest story with this cell as it moves into central and southern Sullivan County. So again, if you're in Sullivan County, heads up, ping pong ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds are possible here, as well as a possible tornado. This supercell does have a rotating mesocyclone and does have a history of producing rotation in the low levels of the storm. Though it may be elevated at this point in time, we are going to have to keep an eye on it, as sometimes tornadoes can spin up very quickly, and oftentimes in between radar scans as well. So definitely a storm of interest and a storm to keep an eye on over the next few minutes and throughout the evening here. Going a little bit further north here, our gust front sitting right in here, but maybe some sporadic gusts coming through. Kind of hard to tell. Again, we're in between radars here, so what we're seeing may not be completely accurate of what is going on near the surface, just because we're further away from the radars, and this is shallow rooted here across west central Indiana. But still a pretty large severe thunderstorm warning here. Again, for counties involved here would include Fountain County, Tippecanoe County, Park County, Warren County, Vermilion, and Montgomery County in west central Indiana until 6:30. So another 29 minutes here. 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail are the going hazards here. Still shows a little bit of a hook on it near the Robinson, Illinois area on our supercell to the south. That'll be moving into Sullivan County and northern Knox County. This storm, though, looks to go north in Knox County, though. It looks to remain within Sullivan County. So if you're in Knox County, Oaktown, Freelandville, I would keep an eye on this storm, as you are still in that severe thunderstorm warning. These storms can deviate and track, and they can shift a little bit, so do keep an eye on it. But the core of this storm looks to remain in Sullivan County at this point in time. And we also have a new severe thunderstorm warning entered for Benton County, Indiana, for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Just got issued. To see it pop up here, here shortly. Okay, the warning bar is under maintenance right now, so it may not pop up on your screen. Hopefully, we'll get that fixed here shortly. It is a newer product, so we are still working out a few kinks in it as well. So do bear with us there on that. But here's our severe thunderstorm warning. Way up there for an hour and 12 minutes here, 60-mile-per-hour winds. This would be for Benton County in northwestern Indiana, and then Ford County, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that county, in east central Illinois. But we also have another large severe thunderstorm warning now in effect here for the Terre Haute area, stretching all the way down from Fowler, Indiana, all the way down to Sullivan County and Knox County, Indiana, all under a severe thunderstorm warning. A very large blanketed severe thunderstorm warning. This one here just coming in for 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-size hail. This does include the Terre Haute area. This is for Vigo County, northern Sullivan County, Clay County, Owen, Park, Boone, Vermilion, Montgomery, and Putnam counties in west central Indiana until 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is a very long severe thunderstorm warning as well. In fact, let's have some fun here, and let's see how long this goes. 134 miles long is how long these severe thunderstorm warnings stretch. 134 miles of severe thunderstorm warnings in Indiana in terms of north to south orientation. So pretty impressive here. This storm is showing signs of some gusty winds on the leading edge. Damaging winds seems to be the primary hazard here tonight. But we do have secondary hazards to talk about, and those do include large hail
And isolated tornadoes tonight cannot be ruled out. We do have wind shear present in the state that would be supportive of supercell thunderstorms and tornadoes. So we do have to keep that in mind. We have a tornado warning just off to our west in Illinois for this southern cell here near Robinson, showing a little bit of a hook on it as well as ping pong ball size hail for central and southern Sullivan County and northern Knox County under this severe thunderstorm warning for 41 more minutes here. Pretty potent thunderstorm there, to say the least. That'll be moving in here shortly. So again, if you live in this area, or any of these areas within the warnings, do take them seriously, as you could have some strong winds moving in up to 60 miles per hour, as well as some isolated instances of some large hail as well. We have some pretty large hail getting ready to move into Sullivan County, but we also have some cells firing out ahead of the main line as well. Go ahead and turn on our hail tracker here to look at our updrafts on these cells firing up. Maybe some small hail here in the Terre Haute area, or just north of Terre Haute likely. And
a new considerable severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
There you can see our warning box has been updated there. And that is for this severe thunderstorm warning right here for Sullivan County. It has actually been upgraded for hail size. Remember, we talked about that could happen with this supercell. No tornado warning, but it does have a tornado possible tag in it. Hail is now up to 2 inches, so it has grown up to lime size hail. This is a considerable tag on it now, which is a level 2 out of 3 on our severe thunderstorm warning criteria. So a very dangerous storm now. This is going to be moving right into the Sullivan area as well. Let's go ahead and switch radars here, and I'll time it out here for you. Look how large your hail core is on this. Very potent hail core here, moving right into Sullivan over the next 10 minutes or so. This storm is moving off to the moving east at 50 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and plug that in here. We'll go right here at 50 miles per hour, and we'll name some towns here in the way. We got Marome here on state line, 16 minutes. New Lebanon, 21 minutes. Sullivan, 27 minutes here. And we got Shiloh in 33 minutes here in Sullivan County. So again, a very dangerous storm here moving into Indiana, as well as a tornado possible tag on it. This storm does have a meso. There's a look at a little bit of rotation there, but again, pretty broad at the low levels, a little bit stronger in the upper levels of the atmosphere of the storm, which is good. Let's try to turn on CC again. There it loads. So there's your hail core right in here. This will be sitting right in here, which matches up really well with what we see on radar here, just on the north side of Palestine here. Throwing out some pretty large hailstones coming up to the Ohio River. So Marome, Indiana, up to the Sullivan area and Carlisle area. Likely just to the north of Carlisle, closer to the Sullivan area. Again, be ready for lime-size hail. 2 inches in diameter here is what this storm is capable of. This is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Tornado possible on it. 2-inch hail. Going to be coming into the Sullivan area here in about 15 minutes. As we go to areas a little bit further north, go ahead and turn on our velocity here to look at our winds here associated with this. We have 134 miles. This is severe thunderstorm warnings all the way from Fowler, Indiana to Terre Haute, Indiana, and points southward. Up here to the north. We'll start here for Benton County, Indiana. This one here in effect until 6:15. 60 mile per hour winds as a going hazard here. For this severe thunderstorm warning, and then we have another 21 minutes here on this severe thunderstorm warning for Fountain County, Tippecanoe County, Park County, Warren County, Vermilion, and Montgomery counties until 6:30 p.m. 60 mile per hour winds as a going hazard for those as well. And a newer severe thunderstorm warning was issued just west of the Bloomington area, near the Terre Haute area for Vigo, Sullivan, Clay, Owen. This would be northern Sullivan, not southern Sullivan, which has a considerable warning. This is a separate warning. This one here, for northern Sullivan, southwestern Boone County, southern Vermilion County, southeastern Montgomery County, and Putnam County until 7 p.m. 60 mile per hour winds. These storm motions are moving northeast at 70 miles per hour. So pretty potent gust front on here. And you can see those winds there starting to show up on radar here associated with the storm complex here. So could be getting some pretty strong winds here at the surface. We're going to have to keep an eye on those here pretty shortly. As we get closer to the Indianapolis metro area and areas to the south there. So think Brazil, Indiana. But you can see some pockets of some stronger winds here associated with these storms near the Denmark area, maybe getting in them some gusty winds coming down to the ground Some of that may be clear air, could be just ahead of the storm, but we're going to have to keep an eye on these cells out ahead of it for hail and damaging winds. A tornado can't be ruled out, though, on any of these supercells as well. Areas just to the south, so far we're okay, but we have these supercells to watch across southern Illinois that we're going to have to keep an eye on as these move east-northeast. They may impact portions of southern Indiana later on this evening. We have one impacting the Paducah, Kentucky area, which has a history of producing tornadoes, but we're going to have to watch these guys outside by St. Louis here for the Posey, Gibson County, and areas across southern Indiana later on this evening. Right now, our strongest storm is moving into Sullivan County. We're going to stay on that one here for a little bit, as it does have a considerable warning on it for 2-inch hail. That is lime-size hail, and that is moving into Indiana right now. Your hail core is right on the Wabash River and moving into central Sullivan County. So if you're in Sullivan County, Knox County has been trimmed out of the warning. Knox County is in the clear for this storm. Not clear in terms of severe weather, but clear for this individual storm. We're going to have to keep an eye on you later this evening for those storms in southern Illinois. But for right now, this hail core is moving right into the Marome area right now, just on the north side of Palestine, right where you see these blacks here. That is where your most impactful portion of this storm is. We call that the core. This is the core of the storm. That is going to be moving near Marome, Indiana, right towards Sullivan, Indiana. 2-inch hail, which is lime-sized, the considerable severe thunderstorm warning, which is a level 2 out of 3. If we see this hail size continue to grow, it would get a destructive tag on it once we reach much larger in diameter. But for now, it has a considerable warning on it, which is a level 2 out of 3. So a very dangerous storm nonetheless. 2-inch hail can injure animals outside. It can do significant damage to trees, sidings, roofs, windows, and your vehicles as well. So if you have any vehicles outside, I've said it once, I'll say it again, now is a great time to go ahead and put those inside your garage if you're able to. If you don't have a carport or a garage, throw a blanket on top of your car, something to help protect it from these 2-inch hailstones that could be coming through. And again, interior room, away from windows. Hey, these hailstones can break windows, so again, you want to stay away from windows until this supercell has passed. And it does have a tornado possible tag on it as well. We can't ignore there's a little bit of weak rotation showing up near Palestine, just to the west of Palestine here, right in there in that circle here. That'll be moving due east south of Sullivan. However, not strong enough right now to really scream a tornado on the ground or anything like that, but there is some weak rotation within the storm that can't be ignored either. Right now, the strongest hail core is now coming into Indiana, moving right towards Sullivan. So again, extremely torrential rain is also occurring with the storm, but also 2-inch hail in diameter here with this storm as well. So again, a very dangerous storm, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and this warning has been upgraded. Baseball-sized hail is now being reported within the storm heading towards Sullivan. That's 2 3/4 inches in diameter. This has a destructive warning. This is the highest level of severe thunderstorm warning. This is a level 3 out of 3. This is baseball-sized hail now moving into Sullivan County, Indiana, moving right towards Sullivan, coming into the Marome area right now. A baseball-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, as well as a possible tornado here on the south side near Palestine. That's where our area of rotation is. It's broad at this point in time. However, this is an extremely dangerous storm. Go inside. Do not be outside. Away from windows. Baseball-sized hail is occurring with this storm. This is an extremely dangerous storm here as it's moving into Sullivan County, Indiana. It does have a destructive tag on it here. People and animals outdoor will be severely injured. Expect shattered windows, extensive damage to roofs, siding, and vehicles. And locations impacted include Sullivan, Duggar, Carr Isle, Marome, Pleasantville, Turtle Creek, Reservoir, and Paxton, Indiana. And we think we got the warning bar fixed, so I am going to refresh it here. I'm going to do something here real quick behind the scenes, try to get it up. You may hear a bunch of warnings come all at once. Don't be alarmed by that. That's just as the warning bar is catching back up. And here they come.
A new tornado watch has been issued.
And there we go. So each time a new warning is issued, you should hear that little ding and should be coming off reading it as well. We do have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings at this point in time, but we're going to stay here on the southern supercell right now as it poses the most significant risk to life and property at this point in time. Areas to the north here, winds are your going hazards here, 60-mile-per-hour winds and some small hail, penny-size hail possible in areas northward here from just outside Bloomington, US 231, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, Lafayette, Attica, up to Fowler, Indiana, under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds, penny-size hail. So winds are your going hazard there for areas to the north. Areas to the south here, baseball-size hail is occurring here within this storm. A very powerful updraft here is occurring within this storm here. Baseball-size hail is 2 3/4 inches in diameter. That is significant, and that can actually cause significant damage to life and property and animals outside. So now is the time to prepare. Now is the time to be taking cover. If you're in Sullivan, Indiana, get to a safe place. Interior room, lowest level of your home, away from windows. Treat this as if you would a tornado warning, as it is a destructive warning here. If you have 60-mile-per-hour winds and baseball-size hail, that is wind-blown hail that can shatter windows, that can damage siding, that can also break walls as well. So again, interior room, away from windows, lowest level of your home until this storm has passed. It does have a tornado possible tag on it, some broad rotation showing up just outside the Palestine area, maybe right in there near the Riverton area, Marome area, getting in on maybe some broad rotation right where you see those colors meet, but nothing that screams a tornado at this point in time. Hail is the biggest risk here with this severe thunderstorm warning at this point in time. Again, baseball-size hail is occurring with this and moving towards the Sullivan County area. And for reference, it takes an updraft of 81 miles per hour in the vertical to hoist baseball-size hailstones and keep those elevated. So we have 81-mile-per-hour winds going up in the core of this storm for the updraft to allow baseball-size hail to be suspended in the air. So again, a very powerful storm here with this supercell here as it enters Sullivan County, Indiana. If we reach 3-inch hail, if we get another 1/4 inch, that'll be teacup size. But right now, baseball size hail is occurring here. And we're actually going to track it out here to the road network here. Let's go ahead and turn on CC to get a better look at where the hail core is right now. Right in here. Marome's getting it right now. State Road 63. We got West Gettinger Road. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. But again, Marome, Indiana, State Road 63. Moving there, State Road 154. Heading directly into Sullivan. For, again, baseball-size hail associated with this severe thunderstorm. This is an extremely dangerous storm. This is a destructive warning on it. Baseball-size hail, tornado possible, 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is a very dangerous storm. People and animals outdoors will be severely injured. So, again, if you're outside, get to a sturdy structure, whether that's a gas station, the nearest structure or building that you are near. Now's the time to get inside and hunker down until this storm has passed. It is a very dangerous storm and a very significant storm for Indiana. Again, interior room away from windows. Go ahead and turn our velocity back on here just to look at it. Again, I don't really see too much that really screams strong rotation within this storm, but it does have a rotating updraft on it, so it is something we're going to have to keep an eye on. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for another 26 minutes here for Sullivan County. Does not include the Linton or Bloomfield area yet, but I would expect to get a downstream warning on that if this storm maintains its current intensity. Severe thunderstorm was located over Palestine, moving east at 50 miles per hour. So 50 miles per hour is the going hazard here. So if you're in Jasonsville, Linton, maybe the Worthington area, now's the time to prepare for this supercell. Again, it is producing baseball-size hail at this point in time. So now is the time to prepare. Now's the time to move your vehicles inside and get them out of harm's way until this storm has passed. Again, this is a very dangerous storm. Anyone traveling along US 41 here between Shelburne and Sullivan, just north of Carlisle, need to be extra cautious here as baseball-size hail can shatter windows on your car as well. This is a very dangerous storm here in Sullivan County, Indiana. Zooming out here, we do have other severe thunderstorm warnings to talk about. I don't want to downplay those in any means of the imagination here. Some pretty strong winds just south of Cloverdale, Indiana here. This would be near the Jordan and Cataract area. Getting in them some strong winds there, perhaps pockets of 60-mile-per-hour winds here from Attica, Indiana, Greencastle, Indiana, and then down to the Cadillac area as well, or Cataract area as well. So just winds and penny-sized hail are the going hazards here for these warnings north of Sullivan County. We're going to stay on this warning here for Sullivan County, as this is our strongest storm in Indiana at this point in time, and our most dangerous storm in Indiana at this point in time, and we may be seeing some rotation tightening up here, getting a really nice hook on it on radar. So this is something to keep an eye on. This could be a precursor to an intensifying mesocyclone or an including mesocyclone. We're going to have to watch the rotation here closely here for this supercell, as it is by itself. It has the air to itself. That's what's most concerning to me, is that it has everything to itself. That is something to watch here. It has all the ingredients to itself, so that is why it is so strong at this point in time. There's no competition around it. It's not fighting over airspace. It's not fighting over ingredients or anything like that. And they have maintained that severe thunderstorm warning. And Indianapolis is now in a severe thunderstorm warning. We'll talk about that one. Quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds here, and you can see the gust front here, pretty pronounced here. Right in here is the gust front here on the leading edge of this complex, moving right up and down the I-74 corridor, or I-70 corridor. Going to be moving into downtown here fairly shortly. 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail associated with this line of storms here. Back down to our Sullivan County storm, trying to switch radars here. There we go. Sometimes it's just a little finicky, a little touchy. Very intense hail core here. Right, we see those blacks. This is going to be moving into US 41 here, just south of Shelburne. So again, Sullivan County, interior room, hunker down until the storm has left. Move away from windows. I can't stress that enough. If you are in windows, again, you need to be away from windows, interior room, until this storm has passed. This is a very dangerous storm, a very significant storm. Baseball-size hail. Tornado possible, 60-mile-per-hour winds here associated with this storm as well. This is a very destructive storm. If we turn on correlation coefficient here, we'll take a look here. Well, one, here's our vertical integrated liquid here. So it has a very mature updraft here within this storm. As we turn on correlation coefficient here, very intense hail core here just north of Marome here. This is likely a little bit behind. It's likely closer to the New Lebanon area, or just a little bit to the north here. Coming right up to US 41 here. So again, if you're Sullivan, from Paxton, Sullivan, Benefield Corner, and Massacre, Indiana, and places in between, Baker, Cass, Jericho, and Duggar, again, heads up, baseball-size hail is occurring with this storm. It is headed in your direction as well. This is a very intense and a very dangerous storm here in southern Indiana. And getting some reports of some damage up here. And there's
A
our
new tornado warning has been issued.
So tornado warning has now been issued here on our cell here. It'll pop up here in just a few seconds here. Talking about that earlier on how this storm seemed to be intensifying just a little bit in terms of some rotation within this storm. This is a radar indicated tornado and baseball size hail. This is a very extremely dangerous supercell here. Tornado and baseball size hail, radar indicated rotation. This is issued by the National Weather Service in Indianapolis, Indiana. This is 623, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, was located near Palestine or 11 miles east of Robinson, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Linton, Sullivan, Duggar, Carlisle, Marome, Pleasantville, Turtle Creek Reservoir, Vicksburg, and Paxton. Again, interior room, away from windows until this storm has passed. And what I was getting ready to say just a little bit ago was that we do have some damage reports coming in along the Lafayette area here, and just southwest of town. Getting reports of some tree damage and some power lines down as well. So though radar doesn't look that impressive up here, these storms are producing some damaging winds, or some sporadic wind gusts capable of producing some damaging winds. So again, interior room, away from windows until this storm has passed. But back down south to our tornado warning here. This is our storm of interest at this point in time. This is the most intense storm here in Indiana. We do have some pockets, though, some strong winds outside the Jordan area, Cataract area, that'll be moving into the south side of Indianapolis here pretty shortly. So if you're in those areas, now's the time to pick up some loose items and make sure they are secured until this storm has passed. This storm has also slowed down a little bit. It was at 55, now it's down to 45. I went from 55 to 50 to 45, so it has slowed down a little bit as well, which is not a good thing when you have hail. You have large hail impacting the area for a longer duration. That's never a good thing. But again, baseball-size hail, and if you guys live in this area, and if you guys have any damage reports to share, feel free to put them in chat. Let me know what you guys are seeing. I'd love to know what is going on where you're at. And even if you're not in Sullivan County, if you are in any of these severe thunderstorm warnings, let me know what's going on in your area. I'd love to know what the winds are doing in your area. Let us know as well. But again, tornado warning now in effect for Sullivan County, Indiana, and Greene County, western Greene County, and southwestern Indiana until 7 o'clock. This is radar indicated rotation here. So nothing confirmed on the ground here, but look at that hook. A very nice hook here on the south side, showing some signs of some intensification, or showing cycling, as we like to call it. That rotation, it's working its way back down to the lower levels of the supercell, and enough confidence that the National Weather Service went ahead and pulled the trigger on that tornado warning, as tornadoes can form quickly from severe thunderstorm warnings in supercells nonetheless, just because they have that rotating updraft associated with it as well. So again, very... Well, I was going to get a NDOT cam pulled up, Ryan, but I'm trying to figure out where to go to share that again. Oh, here I go. Nope, I got it. Okay. So Ryan wants to come in here, I think. So we're going to pop in and say hi. Say hi, Ryan. Yeah, and what we want to show you is this is actually an NDOT camera, which is actually on the south side of Sullivan. You can see the hailstones starting to bounce on US 41 here. Small hail at this point in time, but you can see those white specks starting to show up on the highway and bounce here. So the hail core is approaching Sullivan here, and this is very close to where the area of rotation is too, Ryan, and it's showing signs of some intensification. I don't like that at all on this supercell thunderstorm. The tightest area of rotation is going to go just to the north of Carlisle, just to the south of Sullivan, moving towards the Cass, Indiana area in Sullivan County. We are seeing signs of intensification there. But look at your hailstones coming down here. They're shattering as they break the ground, as they reach the ground here. We are entering the core here on this NDOT camera here. I feel bad for these cars on 41 here, as they could have quite a bit of... There you go. I think everyone can hear Ryan now. Ryan, go ahead and talk and see if everyone can hear you.
Yeah, test 1, 2. We got it figured out. We're good to go.
Good deal. Again, this is a very dangerous storm here in Sullivan County, Indiana. Showing signs of some pretty decent rotation here with it. You can see the camera shaking there a little bit too, getting in some winds there associated with it. Go ahead and turn on our correlation coefficient to show you where that hail core is right now, and it is right in here, just on the south side of Sullivan here. Again, a very dangerous, very potent hail core here, just on the north side of this camera. So the larger stones, this is facing south, the larger stones are likely north of this camera view, and you can see how heavy the hail is here on this scene here. You can see those hailstones exploding as they hit the pavement there. But as I turn back radar here, you can see the hail cores crossing US 41 right now, right into Sullivan. Again, baseball-size hail here is occurring with this storm and impacting Sullivan, Indiana. This is an extremely dangerous situation. As we turn back on velocity here, tight, decent area of rotation here. Just to the northwest of Carlisle, likely getting ready to move over US 41. at this point in time here as well. So again, a very potent supercell, a very dangerous supercell. That'll be moving into western Greene County here over the next few minutes towards the Duggar area, Cass area, and eventually Linton, between Linton and Jasonville as well over the next few minutes. As we go back to our INDOT camera here, you can really see the hailstones just pounding the ground. Kind of lost connection here a little bit. We're in the core of this storm, so this camera may come and go. We are loading it back in here again. Hopefully we get it back. We'll go back to radar here as we've lost our camera, and a lot of that is just really high cloud tops right now getting impacted here by this supercell thunderstorm, likely crossing 41, or at least the mesocyclone is right now. Sullivan, Indiana, very dire situation there in terms of hail, baseball-size hail impacting town at this point in time. I expect a lot of damage to roofs, sidings, cars, vehicles. Again, stay in your safe place until this storm has passed. Even if there is a tornado warning, even if there is not a tornado on the ground at this point in time, treat it as if there is one on the ground and baseball-size hail is headed your way. Anytime you get these situations, it is not a good situation. Anytime you combine really strong winds and baseball-size hail is just not a good situation. No matter how you look at it, there's just really no way to sugarcoat it. Going around the region here, pretty decent gusts right here. You can kind of see it here as I draw it out here. Kind of a nice boat out front there. Moving just past the Greencastle area that'll be moving into the Indianapolis area, just north of Bloomington, getting in on the action there in a little bit. We have 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-size hail associated with that. You can see some brighter pockets there, kind of mixed in here within the line. So some isolated pockets of some winds to 60 miles per hour. We've had some damage reports, Ryan, up by the Lafayette area. Some perhaps maybe some tree damage or power line damage.
Yeah, some power lines down across Tippecanoe County. Also, getting some reports coming in via emergency management in Sullivan County. Hail of a quarter, so it's 1 inch in diameter. Also, back in Crawford County in Illinois, just across the border, we had a report of 2-inch hail as well as 1-inch hail in the city of, find it here, Robinson. So this storm has a history, the tornado warning storm has a history of producing hail as large as about lime size.
Lime size or hen egg size would be 2 inches diameter. So again, a very potent storm, a very dangerous storm as well. And we may have lost power in Sullivan, actually, because our camera is still not coming up. A lot of that happens when there are power outages. So I am checking that as well. They may not be
Wouldn't
fully
surprise
loaded
me at
in.
all. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Probably a lot of hail, a lot of wind there. I don't see anything tornadic at this point. I mean, there's some rotation there, but it's not overly tight. Maybe some RFD winds that could knock power out there. But overall, hail remains that largest concern there with that particular cell. And that's moving into the Linton and Jasonville areas here shortly. Cass area, as well as Duggar, Jericho, Midland, Vicksburg, Hoosier, Linton, Lone Tree, and again, Jasonville, Baker. All of those cities and townships are just named off. You guys have potentially a baseball-sized hail moving your way, as this is warned for baseball-sized hail. As Caleb's drawing on your screen there, that is your correlation coefficient product. All that kind of scattered green, yellow color, that is objects that are larger than typical raindrop size. So those are your hailstones that are kind of oddly shaped up there, showing up there. So a good indicator there. Likely larger hailstones are falling with this storm.
Yeah, we do have some power outages coming in. We do have some power outages reported in Vermilion County, as well as around the Terre Haute area as well. I'm starting to see some power outages show up here on the map here. So we do have some power outages coming in. Some of these storms are causing a little bit of damage here to trees and power lines. Nothing for Sullivan County yet on the outage map, but the storm is still occurring, and that data may still not be obtained. But due to the fact that that camera is still not showing up, leads me to believe that power is out at this camera location, as these are ran by electricity, as these are wired in. When you get hail of this size, it can cause a lot of tree damage as well, even if you don't have the winds. Hails of this size, if they hit insulators, conductors on power lines, they can snap power lines, and they can cause quite a bit of damage to the power grid, just as well as your cars, trees, animals, and anything outside in its path. Expect baseball-sized hail coming into Cass and Duggar right now. This is going to go just south of the Jasonsville area in Sullivan County and Greene County. Large hail just north of Linton. Linton may get in on some hail action, but the largest hail is going to go just to your north. As we turn back on reflectivity here to look at our rotation here, a little bit of rotation coming just south of the Linton area here, going to go just near town or pretty close to the Linton area. Again, we do have a tornado warning here. This is radar indicated rotation and baseball size hail. So no indication of a tornado on the ground at this point in time, but it is showing signs of some rotation coming perhaps lower in the storm. So that is something to keep an eye on here as these storms continue to move across Indiana. This is our lone supercell down here moving into Greene County and Sullivan County, Indiana. Getting some reports here. Laura says Sullivan still has power. So that is some good news there. Maybe the camera was just perhaps knocked out.
A new destructive thunderstorm warning has been issued.
And we have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. This is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. Get this, guys. Softball size hail. 4-inch diameter hail now for Greene County. This is an updraft of 103 miles per hour in the vertical to loft softball size hail and 70 mile per hour winds here. And this is for Linton, Worthington, Bloomfield for Greene County. And this is observed. We have softball size hail observed. This is an extremely dire situation. We're getting close to record territory for Indiana. Indiana has not seen a 5-inch hailstone. Our largest hailstone, I think, was just over 4 inches recorded in the mid-2000s here. So we're getting close to record territory here for Indiana. We're within that 3/4 inch margin here of record territory for Indiana. So again, 4.5-inch hail, I think, was the record. I could be wrong for Indiana. It was, I think, Grant County, Indiana, and then Southern Indiana share the record there. But again, we're getting very close here. We're near record territory. We're within that 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch zone here for Indiana. So that just tells you how rare of a situation and how dangerous of a situation this storm is for Greene County, Indiana. We'll go ahead and track out the hail core here for you. This is our storm of topic right now. There are other severe thunderstorm warnings north of this severe thunderstorm warning, including Indianapolis. For those warnings, 60 mile per hour winds and perhaps maybe a few pockets of some small hail, penny to quarter. However, we're going to stay on this storm here as this storm warrants the most attention here. I apologize for any inconvenience that may cause, but this is the dire situation here. As we turn on correlation coefficiency here, here's your hail core moving into Cass right now. Duggar, you're in it right now. This is going to be moving near the Worthington area. We'll get a forward motion on this storm, moving east at 40 miles an hour. So this is a very slow moving storm. This storm is not moving fast. So that means the hail and whatever hazards you have in the core are going to be prolonged for a little bit because this storm is just not moving very fast. That's not what you want to see. You don't want to see this anyway. But again, this is a very dire situation. So let's go ahead and time it out here for you. From the last known position of this hail core, here we go. Forward motion at 40 miles per hour here. We have Cass right now. Cass and Duggar, even though it says 3 and 5 minutes, that's just from where I started it here. You're likely in it right now. So we're going to move past you. Midland and Hoosier, you got 10 minutes. Lone Tree, 16 minutes. Worthington, 27, 25 minutes or less with this storm. You're already seeing some rain and lightning in Worthington. But again, softball size hail that is 4 inches diameter. That will cause significant injury, if not deadly. This can kill animals if hit in the head and can kill people as well. So again, this is a very dangerous storm. This can be a deadly storm as well. People and animals outdoor will be severely injured. Expect shattered windows, extensive damage to roof, siding, and vehicles.
This is actually a observed report coming just to the east of Sullivan via amateur radio. 4-inch hail. Also reports of numerous golf ball size hail throughout Sullivan. So just FYI.
So what Ryan was saying there.
Confirmed report via amateur radio. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I think they can still hear you. So it sounds like the majority of the hailstone is between golf ball and baseball, but there's a few larger stones perhaps mixing down up to softball size within this core.
Also, again, Caleb, a little bit of an interesting development here in very far northwest Indiana. We have a dust storm warning in effect for the very far northwest corner of the state of Indiana there. Basically, it just says hazard is less than a quarter-mile visibility with strong winds in excess of 50 miles per hour. And the source on that is EMA. So again, dust storm warning. That includes Jasper County, Lake County, Porter County. I believe that's all I see here.
I don't know. I don't think I have dust storm warning even turned on. That's just not something we see. But when you have a lot of work, when you have a lot of worked farm ground, the soils are pretty loose. They're worked. So anytime you get a gust front on dry soils, they can pick up and alleviate some of that dust. I don't know if I even have an option for that on.
EMA reporting baseball-sized hail in Sullivan as well.
But anyway, yeah, dust storm warning up here. You don't see that very often. Or blowing. Is it a dust storm warning or blowing dust advisory?
It's a dust storm warning.
Dust storm warning. So yeah, don't see that very often in northern Indiana or in Indiana as a whole. So that's an interesting warning there. So again, pull over if you have to due to lack of visibility. And we have reports of confirmed baseball-sized hail in Sullivan, Indiana, with a few softball reports in there as well. This is an extremely dangerous situation here for Greene County, Indiana, and perhaps southern Clay County and Owen County in west central Indiana, primarily for Greene County, but getting in on the county line though for for Clay County and Owen County as well. This is until 7:15 p.m. moving east at 40 miles per hour. Radar indicated here softball size hail and 70 mile per hour winds here associated with this. So this is a very very dangerous supercell here in southern Indiana. Again, softball size hail is extremely rare here in Indiana. We don't see it very often. But look at this gust front here. That'll be moving into the Plainfield area here very shortly. It's a very potent gust front here that'll be moving in here over the next few minutes here. You can see the bright reflectivities here coming into Plainville and Mooresville. So some pretty strong winds here moving in. This is a considerable warning now for Indianapolis. 70 mile per hour winds and quarter-size hail here for this storm. This is a very dangerous storm here that'll be moving in. Expect reduced visibilities on I-70 here as well. So again, quarter-size hail, 70 mile per hour winds here, and this is heading directly towards downtown Indianapolis. This is moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. So we'll go ahead and time this one out for you as well. And then we'll go back to our supercell to the south. So if you're in Greene County, Indiana, prepare for softball size hail. That's not the tool I wanted. This is the tool I wanted. There we go. So we'll go ahead and time that out to Lawrence. It is moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. We have 6 points here in 7 minutes, likely less than that. Speedway in 14 minutes. So right on the freeway there, right on the interchange, you got about 14 minutes or less. You have North Indianapolis, 17 minutes. Indiana Health University Hospital, 16 minutes. Downtown Indianapolis, 18 minutes or less. Likely less than 15 minutes at this point in time. As well as Sunnyview here in about 20 minutes or so. 70 mile per hour winds coming into the Plainfield area at this point in time. It's a very dangerous storm here that'll be moving into the Joppa area as well here in the next few minutes or so. So again, interior room, away from windows, and treat this as you would a tornado warning with 70 mile per hour winds and a considerable warning. You are on the scale of a weak tornado, just in the form of straight line winds. So do keep that in mind for this severe thunderstorm warning here. So if you know anybody traveling, do be ready for some strong winds heading in your direction here. I'm trying to get a camera pulled up in the area here, but they're just not loading today for some reason here in Indiana. Could be a network issue, but one of these days here, we're going to get a camera network set up across the state of Indiana. So if you know any areas where you want a camera set up, do let us know. We have very tight rotation now, Ryan, just south of the Jericho area, coming into the Linton area. So again, pretty tight rotation here coming up to State Road 159 here. This is in Greene County, Indiana, near the Linton area. We'll go ahead and turn on CC on that. I want to get a better look at it here. Again, tight rotation there. Not seeing anything but rain there at this point in time. That's good news. But again, rotation has picked up here on radar where you see the reds and greens touching right in there. This is going to be moving directly towards the Linton area. So again, interior room away from windows until this storm has passed. Pretty tight rotation there associated with this supercell thunderstorm here. And you can see the warning has been trimmed back a little bit. But again, a very tight rotation here. This is in Sullivan County, moving into Greene County, Indiana. Possible tornado at any moment here with this, as this is a pretty tight area of rotation here associated with this severe thunderstorm warning. So again, a very dangerous situation here if you were in the Linton area in southern Indiana. So again, interior room, away from windows until this storm has passed. This is a very dangerous supercell. Not only do you have a possible tornado, but you have softball-sized hail being reported here within this storm as well. That is 4 inches diameter. And to get softball-sized hail, for reference, you need an updraft of 103 miles per hour to keep softballs in the air. That is an extremely powerful updraft, and that's air going up, not air going down and out. That's air going up in the vertical within the updraft of this thunderstorm to loft hailstones of that size in the air. So again, a very impressive storm to get softball-sized hail. This has softball-sized hail, 70-mile-per-hour winds, which is a destructive warning, which is a level 3 out of 3 on our severe thunderstorm warnings here. This is moving into Greene County, southern Owen County, and Clay County. Again, a very dangerous supercell here, but also Indianapolis Metro getting into some pretty strong straight line winds here. Moving through the Plainfield area, going to be coming up the Speedway here in the next 10 minutes or so. They continue that severe thunderstorm warning for Cass and Miami County, Indiana. Going to have to keep an eye on those as well. But again, a very dangerous supercell here in southern Indiana. We do have sporadic damage reports and even some power outages showing up here as well. But look to the back here. Look to the west. Effingham, Illinois, and Charleston, Illinois have a couple storms and a couple supercells at that forming here along our cold front directly here. So we have a long night ahead of us here across Indiana, and we have some new severe thunderstorm warnings here.
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
So northern Indiana went ahead and issued a severe thunderstorm watch, and this does include areas around the Fort Wayne area. We'll see if that is loaded in here. Tornado watch to the south, severe thunderstorm watch to the north here, and this does include Adams, Wells, Huntington. Go ahead and get that turned back on here, and we'll show you that. So it is not loaded in here yet, but it'll show up here, right up here to the north. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued by the National Weather Service in northern Indiana. This is for Cass County and Miami County until 7:45 p.m. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and this storm is moving northeast near Frankfort at 55 miles per hour. Damaged roofs, siding, and trees. Here's our tornado watch to the south, but we will see a red or some kind of a purplish box show up here to the north once that loads in here. Give it a couple minutes here. But we do have a severe thunderstorm watch now for portions of northern Indiana. That was a little bit more uncertain as the National Weather Service wanted some confidence there, but these storms are producing winds of 60 miles per hour, and we have damage reports to confirm that as well. So we'll go ahead and turn that off just so our screen doesn't get too messy here. So again, a wide array of warnings here in Indiana. Damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, moving into downtown Indianapolis here. Indianapolis, you've just gotten hammered with straight line winds this year. You've just been in the crossfire. This is, I think, the third considerable warning this year for Indianapolis for downtown. We had 80 earlier this year at like 3, 4 in the morning, and then now we have another 70-mile-per-hour storm going downtown once again. I don't know what you people did in Indianapolis, but Mother Nature has it in for you, I guess. But again, interior room, away from windows. If you're in a building that has an elevator, do not use the elevators during this time. Go into a stairwell. Interior room and part of the building until this storm has passed. If the power goes out, if your building doesn't have battery backup or generator backup as well, sometimes you can get stuck in the elevators until they come to get you out or until the power is restored and everything resets. So again, it's best to avoid elevators during this time, especially if the power goes out. It may take a little bit for that battery backup or generators to kick on for that emergency power. So again, interior room, lowest level of your home. Treat this as if you would a tornado. If you're in Indianapolis, Again, very strong winds here, and it's getting ready to go directly over the National Weather Service's office here. So we're going to get really good measurements here of the storm, but look how bright the velocities here are, just a couple hundred feet off the ground. If that, right at the radar beam here in Plainfield, Indiana, just south of Speedway here, 70-mile-per-hour winds here in those purples there, coming directly into downtown Indianapolis here. So again, a very dangerous storm here, moving into Indianapolis here for that considerable warning. As we go back south here, we have a severe thunderstorm warning continuing for Clay and Vigo County. We'll see if they left it at softball. They did. They're leaving it at softball size hail and 70 miles per hour. They may be letting the tornado warning expire here. They haven't reissued it yet, but it does still have a pretty decent hook echo on it. Velocity is a little bit more uncertain here, just because we have a lack of rain under the updraft here. So sometimes the radar can have a hard time measuring the exact. It gets distorted, it gets messy, it gets interference with it, with how the dual polarity radar interprets that information. So we're going to have to see if we get another tornado warning issued here. Either way, softball size hail coming into Worthington right now. Right now, the core of this storm is in Lone Tree in Greene County, Indiana. Midland, should be calming down here within the next 10 minutes for you, but this storm is not moving very fast at all. So again, this is only moving east at 40 miles an hour. It's not moving very fast, and we have an observed tornado warning.
Has been issued.
So tornado is on the ground now in Greene County, Indiana. We have an observed tornado warning. A confirmed tornado is located over Linton, or 31 miles southeast of Terre Haute, moving east at 45 miles an hour. So we have softball size hail and a tornado on the ground. Let's go ahead and turn on our correlation coefficients here to see if we have any debris. And yes, we do. We have a debris ball on radar here, right here. This is your debris ball, just on the north side of Linton. I wasn't 100% sure on that. I didn't want to call it out, just because it is getting distorted here, but that is your tornado. Your tornado is on the ground, just impacted the town of Hoosier, moving along and north of State Road 55. We have an active tornado on the ground and a destructive tornado on the ground as well. This is causing quite a bit of damage. If you are in the Worthington area, shelter in place. Bloomfield, shelter in place. Going to go just north of Lyons here. US 231 in Worthington. We have a tornado in progress here in Greene County, Indiana, moving east-northeast at 45 miles per hour. Damaging tornado and softball size hail. Weather spotters confirm this tornado as well. So again, interior room away from windows. We do have a large debris ball on radar here just north of Linton. So we do have a tornado on the ground, and this is going to be moving towards the Worthington area. Let's go ahead and time it out here for you in this place. It's likely coming up. There we go. So again, Worthington, 13 minutes. And Point Commerce, 14 minutes here, likely less. Again, tornado is on the ground. Tornado is in progress. Interior room away from windows until this storm has passed. This is a very intense storm and a very dangerous storm that is continuing to progress across the state of Indiana. So if you're in Bloomington, Indiana, I would right now start to prepare for softball size hail and a possible tornado, as this storm, really what's unfortunate here and really concerning is that I don't see a reason for it to lose intensity here. It's got the skies all to itself. There's plenty of ingredients here for this storm to utilize in, and that's what's really concerning here. So if you're ahead of the storm in Bloomington, Indiana, I would already be making preparations to be in your safe place, moving cars inside. We have an observed tornado warning now. We have the debris ball on radar here, a very large debris ball here, moving towards the Worthington area and US 231 here. This is going to be moving towards the Newark area, Salisbury area, Cincinnati, Indiana. Again, interior room away from windows until this storm has passed. If you're north of the tornado in progress, softball size hail, that is 4 inches in diameter. We have an updraft of 103 miles per hour in the vertical, lofting softballs in the air. This is a very powerful supercell, one of the strongest supercells we've had in Indiana this year. This is a very intense storm in Greene County, Indiana. Owen County, Indiana, and Clay County, you are in the tornado warning at this point in time. Well, I guess Clay County may not be. This is Greene and Owen County. But again, Greene County or Owen County, Indiana, I would be prepared for softball size hail. The tornado will likely be just to your south. If you're in Worthington, Indiana, interior room away from windows, you may get softball size hail and you may get clipped by this tornado if it occludes north. In this type of scenario with our shear parameters and our shear vectors, as we call it, this storm will likely occlude north before it'll occlude south. So if you were anywhere just north of this tornado in progress, be prepared for a tornado. We got sirens going off in Spencer. Perhaps.
75 mile an hour gust in Indianapolis, 75 mile per hour gust in Indianapolis at the airport.
We have a considerable wind gust reported now in Indianapolis. 75 mile per hour winds have been reported now at the airport here in downtown Indianapolis. So we have significant wind gusts going on in downtown Indianapolis right now. And then if we are in southern Indiana here, again, tornado is in progress here. Tornado on the ground. We have a very large tornado on the ground. Moving near the Dixon area, just south of the Worthington area. But again, large tornado in progress here in Greene County, Indiana. Moving just north of State Road 54, US 231 here. We do have an active tornado in progress and softball-size hail moving into the Worthington area. Go ahead and turn on our velocities here. There's our couplet right there. Just north of Linton. Going to go just south of Worthington, Indiana, just north of Bloomfield, Indiana. But if you live in Worthington or Bloomfield,
new information.
We have a
PDS tornado warning has been updated.
So this tornado warning has been upgraded to a PDS tornado warning. That means we have a particularly dangerous situation. We have a large tornado in progress here in Greene County, Indiana, and softball-size hail observed within this storm as well. This is a very dire situation. This is an extremely dangerous situation here. We'll see that pop up here on radar. Here we go. Tornado observed here. This is a particularly dangerous situation. PDS is what that stands for. You are in a life-threatening situation. Damaging tornado. Weather spotters have confirmed a dangerous tornado. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado is located near Linton, or 31 miles southeast of Terre Haute, moving east at 40 miles per hour. This is a PDS situation. An extremely large and dangerous tornado is moving near Worthington, Indiana, and Greene County. Bloomfield. Again, Bloomington, I would be in your safe place right now. I would be preparing for this supercell. Hopefully it cycles. Hopefully it lifts before reaching Bloomington, Indiana. We may see that, but again, a large tornado is in progress in Greene County, Indiana. This is a PDS. This is a life-threatening situation here. And softball-size hail. We have a large and dangerous tornado on the ground with softball-size hail in Greene County, Indiana, just northeast of Linton, Indiana, and near Worthington, Indiana. Getting ready to cross US 231 here. This is an extremely dangerous situation here. Interior room, basement. You guys need to be underground or in the lowest level of your home. Interior room, basement preferred. We have a large and extremely dangerous tornado still in progress. We have an active debris ball on radar here. Extremely tight couple here. This is, I don't like to see this at all. This could be one of our strongest tornadoes this year in Indiana. This is not a good situation. Again, interior room, away from windows. If you're in the Worthington area, Bloomfield area, a very large and extremely dangerous tornado is on the ground here. Let's go ahead and turn on our correlation coefficient here. Here's our debris ball. Very large debris ball here. I'll circle it for you. Right in there. That's a debris ball. This is your debris ball here on reflectivity here. This is moving near the Bloomfield area, Worthington area, State Road 157, Newark, New Hope, Bloomfield, just north of Lyons. Again, interior room, lowest level of your home. This is a very dangerous situation. This is a life-threatening situation. You guys need to be, if you're in Greene County, Indiana, northeast of Linton, south of Owen County, you need to be in your basement now. You guys need to be lowest level of your home, interior room, away from windows. We have an extremely dangerous situation here. A large and damaging tornado is in progress and is on the ground, moving, going to be just north of the Bloomfield area, likely splitting the Worthington. Could get the south side of town here of Worthington. If you're in Worthington, interior room now, you guys are out of time. You need to be in your basement right now, likely moving into town to the south side of town right now. Going to be coming near the Calvertville as well, Tulip, Indiana. Dixon, it's on top of you right now. Newark, Salisbury, Cincinnati, New Hope. Again, interior room, away from windows. A large damaging tornado is on the ground here. And we're also seeing a split here, Ryan. The northern cell is starting to split north here, so this northern part of the cell will likely weaken with this one still taking over here. That's indicative of our shear parameters that we have here today. Not surprised to see that. It really does support cell splitting here today. Go ahead and turn on our velocities back on here. I do want to get back to Indianapolis here. We have 75 mile per hour winds confirmed in downtown Indianapolis, and we also have severe thunderstorm warnings to the north here for 60 mile per hour winds. Penny-sized hail does include the Logansport area, Peru County. Does include Howard County as well. But again, we're going to have to watch these supercells to the west here, also showing signs of tornado warnings as well. This is an extremely dangerous situation here, an extremely tight area of rotation here coming into the Worthington area in Greene County, Indiana. This is a PDS tornado warning. Softball size hail is also occurring here and has been observed with this tornado warning as well. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now.
Yeah, if you're in the Worthington area in Greene County, you guys can be in underground in your basements, protect your head from flying debris. Other places, Tulip, Elliston, Switch City, Dixon, along Route 231 here up to the Greene County line near Johnstown and Vilas. You guys need to be underground right now. Again, tornadoes on the ground in Greene County here, moving just to the north of Dixon, moving into Rincon, and then eventually the town of Worthington. So please take this seriously. Again, a large and extremely dangerous tornado is currently on the ground in Greene County to the north of Switch City, heading toward Worthington.
And this is moving a little bit more northeast now. It is occluding to the north. So it is shifting north into Worthington, Indiana. So do keep that in mind. It is moving towards a populated area. I don't like to see that. We have an observed tornado, considerable damage threat here outside of the tornado. As well as a softball size hailstones observed here within this supercell as well. So this is a very dangerous situation, a very dire situation.
Caleb, we actually have a destructive warning now for Indianapolis. I'm not sure if we realize that or not, but that Indianapolis warning is now destructive.
80 mile per hour winds now, and that is 74 mile per hour winds were reported at the airport, so they warned it for 80 miles per hour. This is the second destructive warning we've had in Indianapolis this year, I believe, for 80 mile per hour winds downtown. So again, interior room away from windows, it's happening again. 80 mile per hour winds impacting the Beech Grove area, Lawrence area, south of Fishers. Again, interior room away from windows. 80 miles per hour is equivalent to a strong EF0 tornado on the wind scale. So again, this is straight line winds, not tornadic. I don't see any rotation within this storm. However, interior room away from windows, lobby, stairwell, all great ideas. Don't use elevators during this storm. Power goes out, you could get trapped in the elevator, and you may be there for a little bit. So again, stairwells, do not use elevators. Interior room until that storm has passed. Areas to the north here, again, we have severe thunderstorm warnings included Lafayette, Logansport, does not include Grant County yet, or the town of Kokomo. However, Howard County does have a severe thunderstorm warning in it for 60 mile per hour winds. Kokomo, not yet, but we could see that extended here as well. As promised, I did say I'd show you a severe thunderstorm watch here. I'll do that here in a little bit as soon as we see this tornado warning lifted here. We do have a tornado in progress here, at least we did, near the Worthington area. It is still on the ground. We do have a debris ball still on radar. Here it is, a very large debris ball still on radar.
In Dixon right now, about to cross State Route 67 and 231, just to the south of Worthington, heading toward Tulip and Calvertville, just north of Bloomfield.
So State Road 157 here, getting ready to cross that, coming into Calvertville and Tulip, Indiana. Interior room away from windows, your time is up. If you're in Newark, Salisbury, you got a couple minutes here to prepare. Grab your supplies, blankets, helmets, anything you need. Interior room away from windows, closet, bathroom, all great ideas. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible until the storm has passed. This is the PDS tornado warning, which means particularly dangerous situation. A large and dangerous tornado has been confirmed by weather spotters. You are in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught outside. Mobile homes will be destroyed. You guys need to be out of... Don't shelter in a mobile home. If you guys are in a mobile home, if you guys are ahead of this, if you're a few minutes away, you're out of time. You just need to ride it out. But if you're in a mobile home ahead of this storm, you need to find yourself a sturdy structure right now, storm shelter. Do not remain in your mobile home or your mobile home will be destroyed by this tornado if you are in the path. A confirmed and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Linton, moving north and east, or moving east at 40 miles an hour. This is a PDS tornado warning. Still a very large debris ball in progress here, moving towards State Road 157 near Newark and Salisbury. If you're ahead of this supercell, Elliottsville, Bloomington, now's the time to start thinking about preparing for the supercell as it moves into your area here. Likely going to move towards the Owen County, Greene County line here as it moves towards over here as well.
We have a new tornado warning to the state line over by the Paris, Illinois area. That's going to be over toward Vigo County as well as Vermilion County. Just FYI, new tornado warning to the state line.
Yep. Radar indicated here. We have other supercells firing along the cold front itself here that we're going to have to keep an eye on as well. A very dangerous night across southern Indiana, a very volatile night across southern Indiana. These storms are staying supercellular or by themselves, which is a dangerous setup to have. And we are seeing that realized here with softball size hail and an active tornado in progress here across southern Indiana.
Going back to that tornado on the ground there in Greene County, there are numerous reports, continuing reports of a tornado that is on the ground. Three reports in total, actually, just north of Linton there, as well as east of Linton. One of the train spotter reports a large and strong tornado in progress as of it looks like 6:55, so it's about 10 minutes ago. That continues to look like it is on the ground still as it's crossing 231 there, and it's about to cross over toward the Tulip area. So just north of Bloomfield, south of Worthington, heading toward Tulip, Calvertville, Newark, eventually Salisbury, and Ridgeport areas. Any place between is going to ride really close to Tulip Road. So FYI. This is going to be a large and strong tornado on the ground here. I'm going to circle it. See a little bit of a hook here. Your tornado is right here. This little bulge out right there. That is where the tornado is currently at. We overlap the winds, the greens and reds coming together. We're looking at this particular area right here. That's going to be moving toward the Tulip area right here. Calvertville, Newark, and eventually Ridgeport, and here's Tulip Road. It's going to track really close to Tulip Road as it continues on the ground towards Salisbury and eventually State Route 43. If this continues, it'll move into Monroe County as well as Lawrence County, but it's got a lot of county left to go through here in Greene County first, so we'll worry about that when we cross that bridge when we get there, but for right now, it continues to be on the ground here. Looks like it's going to be crossing, if I zoom this road in here, 190 West Road as we speak, as of your current time, 7:07 p.m.
Yep, and it is a fat stovepipe on the ground. I do have confirmation
A new considerable severe
via Twitter.
thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Okay, so it is a stovepipe tornado that is on the ground. Caleb says he has a picture.
I just sent it to you, Ryan.
Copy that. Thank you for that. Is that via a news station or is it a train spotter? Or...
I am not 100% sure.
Okay. I'll see if I can work on getting permission to share something.
But we do have a decent stovepipe tornado. At least it was on the ground. Whether it's still on the ground or not, to be determined here. The cell is going through a splitting or a cycling phase right now. It just went through a split, so we could be cycling here before it re-intensifies. Still a healthy-looking storm. No reason why it wouldn't re-intensify here, so we have to treat it as if this tornado was still on the ground, but it may be going through a cycling phase or maybe beginning one, just by the way it looks on radar here. I'll take my radar back here as Ryan is looking at photos here. Kind of have a new hook developing here, so it is cycling at this point in time, but we could still have a possible tornado on the ground. Sometimes tornadoes remain on the ground despite going through a cycling phase here, and that possible tornado would be right in here near the Culvertville area, State Road 157 outside Tulip, if it is still on the ground. Gonna have to keep an eye on that as well. Softball size hail is also warned for this storm as well, so again, a very dangerous supercell here in southern Indiana, but we also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Bedford, Indiana. I don't want to ignore that one. 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-size hail associated with this storm, but this tornado may have lifted here briefly, kind of getting some messy returns here but treat it as if it is still on the ground, which it very well could be. Still getting some tight rotation near Culvertville, or Calvertville. If I pronunciate that wrong, I apologize in advance here. Moving towards the Newark area and New Hope area as well in southern Owen County. So again, interior room away from windows here. This storm could re-intensify and it could plant another tornado at any moment here. Also some strong winds near the Bono, Indiana area coming into the Medora area. Some signs of rotation here as well within the southern supercell here that'll be moving towards the Seymour area in southern Indiana. We're going to have to keep an eye on that storm as well. And we have a severe thunderstorm warning. This is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning now for Indianapolis. It has been downgraded from destructive to considerable now. And this one is in effect for 35 minutes here for Madison County, Hancock, Shelby, Rush, Johnson, Henry, Marion County, and Hamilton County in central Indiana until 7:45 p.m. Considerable warning still, 70-mile-per-hour winds. And this storm has a history of producing winds up to 80 miles an hour with a confirmed 74, 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts at the airport. Wabash County has now been introduced in a severe thunderstorm warning here. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is for Wabash, Fulton, Pulaski, and Miami County in north central Indiana until 8:15. Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending near Rochester, near Marion, moving northeast at 65 miles per hour here. Going back down across southern Indiana here. Again, back to our tornado warning here in Greene County, Indiana. It is still a PDS tornado warning. They are treating it as if the tornado is still on the ground. Weather spotters have confirmed it earlier. I have seen a picture of a stovepipe near Linton on the ground, a pretty stout stovepipe on the ground. So again, this has a history of producing tornadoes and could still be on the ground despite going through a cycling phase right now. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this storm as it heads towards the Bloomington area, Elliottsville area, Spencer, Indiana, and areas south here. We're going to have to keep an eye on this area here over the next few minutes here. And we also have a tornado warning booting up to the Terre Haute area as well. We have a couple tornado warnings off to the west in Illinois here. Again, a very dangerous situation here. Multiple areas of rotation here in Illinois. May see a tornado warning extension in the Terre Haute area near Harrison as well, showing signs of some decent rotation there, approaching state line just south of Vermilion County there. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that here over the next few minutes here. Sullivan County will likely see this warning trimmed out, but we're going to have to watch these tornado warnings just to your west. We could get another round here before tonight is all said and done. So dangerous night here across central and southern Indiana. Softball-size hail have been reported, baseball-size hail, and tornadoes all possible tonight across southern Indiana. This tornado warned storm here is moving east at about 40 to 45 miles per hour. The worst of the hail core is in southern Owen County right now, moving towards the Elliottsville area and Bloomington area. We'll likely see a severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning extended for the Bloomington area here shortly. If this storm continues to intensify right now, they're analyzing it just to see what they want to go for here.
A new destructive thunderstorm warning has been issued.
So they are, they have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. So the good news is the hail size has gone down a little bit. When I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. We went from softballs to baseballs. So we're not talking softball size hail, we're talking baseball size hail, but that is nonetheless dangerous and very destructive here. Likely thanks to that cell split there that happened there with that storm. Sometimes they can weaken, but the storm could re-intensify. It has the air all to itself, so it's going through a cycling phase right now. This does include Bloomington, Indiana, and Nashville, Indiana. This is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning, so still level 3 out of 3. This is a very intense storm with a 70-mile-per-hour winds also included in this. Monroe County, Indiana, western Brown County. So if you're in Brown County State Park, now's the time to get to your bathhouse and shelter. A lot of people camping here this weekend across state parks. So again, monitor your forecast and know where your storm shelters are if you're in Brown County State Park. Again, southern Owen County in west central Indiana and northeastern Greene County in southeastern western Indiana until 8 p.m. A severe thunderstorm warning was located, or severe thunderstorm near Bloomfield, moving east at 45 miles per hour here. We're going to have to watch this for re-intensification to see if this tornado warning gets extended further east or not. And we have a couple overlapping severe thunderstorm warnings as well. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for this one just to the south, just outside the Bedford, Indiana area. We have a supercell near the Medora area, moving near Brownstown and Seymour, Indiana. This severe thunderstorm warning is for quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is for Monroe County, southeastern Brown County, Bartholomew County, Lawrence County, Jackson County, and Jennings County in south central Indiana until 7:02 p.m. And they have continued that severe thunderstorm warning, but this PDS tornado warning remains in effect here for another few minutes here. And we just got a new extension of a severe thunderstorm warning for the Columbus, Indiana area. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. It's for this little storm right here, just southeast of Columbus. Going to be moving just north of the North Vernon area near the Greensburg area. Indianapolis, Indiana, you guys are in the clear right now. You're going to have to watch these storms to your west. We have a severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for western Indiana. Tornado possible tag on it. This is for Vigo County, Clay County, and Park County. Once again, Vermilion County in west central Indiana until 7:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. But we also have a couple tornado warnings still showing up in east central Illinois here. So again, very dangerous night here across the state of Indiana. We have severe thunderstorm warnings all the way from Frankfort, Indiana, Wabash County, Indiana, all the way down to Bedford, Indiana. So again, a very dangerous night here across the state. A wide array of hazards here across the state of Indiana. If we go back and turn on our hail tracker here across the state of Indiana, a little bit of hail here showing up just south of Peru in this little core here. Got some hail near Noblesville, Indiana. There's probably some quarter-size hail. It's just outside of Indianapolis, moving into the Greensfield area, and large hail near the Bloomington, Indiana area. Very, very large hail showing up here in our supercell, Ryan. And this will likely may see an increase in hail size again, Ryan. Once again, the storm had a successful cycle. After that cell split there, it is re-intensifying once again, so we may go from baseballs to perhaps a little bit higher again, unfortunately, with this storm.
Yeah, also the hook on this is also tightened back up a little bit,
Yep.
so I have to keep an eye out for another tornado very soon. This is what we call a cyclical supercell, meaning it can produce multiple tornadoes over the course of several miles. So this is a very dangerous situation going on here across southern and central Indiana. We got to take it very seriously here. Again, this has a history of producing a large and extremely dangerous tornado that was on the ground there near Linton. So take it seriously. Currently, we don't see anything on the ground, although the warning does continue, so treat it as such. Right now, I don't see anything that suggests on the ground at this current time, but that could change here at any second.
Yep, and while we have a break here with that tornado warning, I'm going to go ahead and show you what current watches we have in Indiana. I did promise I would show you that severe thunderstorm watch. Tornado watch here in yellow, a little bit harder to see. We have this severe thunderstorm watch. We'll kind of draw it out here.
A new tornado
And there's our
watch has
tornado
been issued.
warning now, including the Bloomington area here. But here's our severe thunderstorm watch. Think Fort Wayne and area south here. That's our severe thunderstorm watch. Is in effect here for 4 hours and 42 minutes here, or until it looks like about 11 o'clock or so. Back down south here to Bloomington, Indiana, we have a severe tornado warning, radar indicated baseball size hail. This is a new tornado warning now, tornado and baseball size hail, but this is a radar indicated tornado, meaning the tornado has lifted, but it could touch down at any moment. Like we said, this tornado is a supercell, is a cyclical supercell, meaning it goes through a cycling process where we see weakening and then we see strengthening back up through a successful storm scale and cycling process within a supercell. That's the supercell's gears kind of getting relubricated again, and regrouping itself and reorganizing itself. Unfortunately, we did see that successful here. So again, Bloomington, Indiana, interior room, away from windows here.
New information. This tornado warning has been updated.
They just trimmed the one tornado warning back. So for Greene County, Indiana, they are leaving that tornado warning there in softball size hail in place here for a little bit. But the updated warning is baseball size hail and a radar indicated tornado here. Let me turn off my tornado watch.
They
'cause that
dropped the
is-
observe tag on that. That's the update for that one.
Yeah, yep. Radar indicated tornado here. So again, tornado is not on the ground at this current time, but could produce at any time. This is an extremely dangerous supercell here, moving right towards Bloomington, Indiana. So again, college kids, if you're watching in your dorms, I need you in your stairwell, hallways, away from windows. If you're at Indiana University, I need you in your storm shelters, lowest level, your dorm rooms, away from windows. Do not be out on plazas taking pictures. I need you in your safe place right now. So if you're college kids at Indiana University here in Bloomington, I need you in your safe place immediately. That goes for classrooms and in your dorm rooms. If there's any students on campus, I need you in your interior rooms, your dorms, hallways, lecture halls. Bathrooms are great. There are designated storm shelters on campus. I need you in those right now. As this storm approaches downtown Bloomington here for the area of rotation here, going to come very close to downtown Bloomington. Tornado is not on the ground at this point in time, but it does showing signs of strengthening rotation and baseball-size hail associated within this supercell as well. We have tornado warnings booting up once again to the Indiana border here outside Terre Haute, Indiana. Tornado possible, quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and this is for Vigo County, Clay County Park, and Vermilion County here for another 24 minutes here. But we're going to have to watch these cells here across southern Illinois once again. And we also have a severe thunderstorm warning just to the for Posey County, Indiana. This is for ping pong ball size hail. We have a small supercell here in southwestern Illinois with a much larger supercell that we're going to have to watch near Marion, Illinois, with a tornado warning on it as it heads towards the Evansville area. We are not done tonight. We have a long night to go and a very dangerous night here across Indiana. This is a full-fledged severe weather outbreak across Indiana here today, so take this seriously. Have your severe weather action plans ready to go and ready to be utilized if a severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning is issued for your area. Back up north here for Indianapolis, very strong wind gusts here, Ryan, just north of the Greenfield area, just north and along of I-70 here. You can see your gust front here, but right where you see those pinks there, I'll move it over a little bit so my face isn't hiding it there. Right there where you see those oranges there, that is a pocket of 70-mile-per-hour winds there, moving off north and northeast. Has a considerable warning tag on it, 70-mile-per-hour winds. This goes until 7:45 p.m., 70-mile-per-hour winds. Moving north and northeast at 50 miles per hour here, moving into the Greensfield area, Knightstown area, and eventually Newcastle, Indiana as well. Not in the box yet, but we're going to have to watch here. And also some strong winds moving near the Alexandria, Indiana area. Not in a warning, though, but could have some strong winds here as well. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that as well. Switch north to Indianapolis, northern Indiana's radar here. We have a cluster of severe thunderstorm warnings here for 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-size hail for those guys. Back down south to Bloomington, Indiana here, back to our tornado warned supercell here. Rotation is starting to pick up here a little bit. We have an extended hook here. This is our mesocyclone. It's ingesting warm air on the front of it, and then there's some backside winds as well. We call that RFD. Right in here, you can kind of see your RFD. This is cold rain, cooled air on the backside of this storm, and then it's ingesting warm, moist air out ahead of it. So right in here, outside Salisbury, is where the area of strongest rotation is at this point in time. I don't see an indication of a tornado on the ground at this point in time, but nonetheless, this is just clutter here, I believe. But a tornado could form at any moment here within this storm. So if you're in Bloomington, Indiana, Clear Creek, Indiana, New Unionville, again, interior room, if you're along the I-69, State Road 37 corridor, again, interior room, lowest level of your home here until this storm has passed. We have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings across the rest of the state of Indiana. Kokomo just got added, Muncie just got added, and Winchester just got added. So Madison County, Carroll County, Delaware County, Randolph County, Clinton County, Howard County for Kokomo, Henry County, Hamilton County, and Tipton County, Indiana, until 8:15 p.m. Storms are moving east very, very quickly at 75 miles per hour, with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible here within these storms here around the Alexandria area, Muncie area, and getting into the Winchester area. If I draw it out here, you can see that gust front here kind of stretches about like that, where you have pockets of very strong winds here within these lines of thunderstorms here. So eventually be moving in to the Newcastle area and maybe Richmond, Indiana, Connersville, Indiana. Watch these storms closely as they move in your direction. Back down south to our tornado warned storm here for Bloomington, Indiana. This is a radar indicated tornado, tornado warning, and baseball size hail. Radar indicated rotation. We do not have confirmation of a tornado on the ground at this point in time. This supercell has a history of producing large tornadoes. So again, take this very seriously. Interior room, away from windows until this storm has passed, and we've given the all clear. But we also have storms firing to our west, so we cannot give the all clear yet for places west of this supercell. I cannot say that lightly. Tornado and baseball size hail are the going hazards here with this storm. Locations likely Bloomington, Elliottsville, Indiana University. Again, college kids, you need to be in your storm shelters on campus. Salisbury, Smithville, Charles, Dean Wilderness, and Unionville. Whitetail, again, interior room away from windows here. Still showing signs of some strong rotation on the south side of this storm. So a very dangerous storm here in Indiana. Counties included here would be southern Monroe County, Owen County, and northeastern Greene County in southeastern or western Indiana and south central Indiana. This tornado warning is in effect for another 20 minutes here. There's the latest scan. We'll look at it here. Rotation is intensifying here on this scan here. So again, if you're on the south side of Bloomington, interior room, away from windows until this storm has passed. This is a very dangerous storm and a very intense storm, producing baseball-size hail, as well as showing signs of intensifying rotation as well. So again, take that very, very seriously. We have blanketed warnings from Muncie, Indiana, all the way up to US 31 here, and Rochester, Indiana, under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds here. As we go back south, something to watch here. We have see this pink box here in southern Illinois, getting close to Posey County. This is this is a tornado emergency in southern Illinois here, issued by Paducah office here. A confirmed large and destructive tornado. Tornado emergencies are rare. They don't issue these unless they have significant confidence of a wedge tornado on the ground, a catastrophic tornado on the ground. They don't issue these unless they have high confidence of that. So again, Marion, Illinois, Harrisburg, Illinois. We're going to have to watch this for southern Posey and Vanderbilt counties here. Likely getting in on the hail core, but if this includes north, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. This is a tornado emergency for southern Illinois here. Again, likely a large wedge tornado on the ground there for that. And we have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Has been upgraded. And that is for, is that for my Indianapolis one, Ryan? Trying to find which one that was upgraded for.
Considerable. Let me find it here for you. I have so many notifications coming in here.
Yeah, it's a very busy.
So it continues. The updated the warning. There's no new one. They just continued the warning for.
I assume Indianapolis.
Hamilton, Hancock, Henry, Johnson, Madison, Marion, Rush, and Shelby.
Yep, that one. And we also have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning here for 70-mile-per-hour winds, baseball-size hail. This is for Monroe, Brown, Owen, and Greene County, Indiana, until 8 o'clock, as well as a tornado warning for the Bloomington area as well. You can see your hook echo right here. This would be a rain-free base on the south side of the storm, just north of I-69, coming up on the I-69 corridor. So this mesocyclone is getting ready to cross I-69. No tornado on the ground at this point in time, but it is showing signs of still showing some pretty tight rotation there, hence the tornado warning. This, I believe, is clear air right in here, but again, possible tornado. Treat it as if there is a tornado in progress or one will touch down shortly. Still showing signs of some strong rotation there, coming into the Clear Creek area, getting ready to cross I-69 here in southern Indiana. They trimmed back the warning for Posey, Indiana a little bit. They are continuing this tornado or severe thunderstorm warning here. We're going to have to watch this storm very, very carefully, as it is showing signs of maybe getting a hook on it as well. Again, does have a tornado possible tag on it. Golf ball size hail. This is a considerable warning now. Went from quarters to golf balls here. Just coming into the Clinton area here. US 41 near Mecca, Rockville, Rosedale, Bridgeton. Again, just outside of Vermilion County, moving in to Clay County and Vigo County. Now we got golf ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's an 1.75-inch size hail in diameter for those of you playing along at home. We are going back here to northern Indiana and working our way back south here. We have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect here for 45 minutes here. 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. This is for Wabash County, Fulton, Pulaski, Miami County, and north central Indiana. 60-mile-per-hour winds, and these storms are moving off to the north and east at 65 miles per hour. A little bit further south here for the Muncie area. Pockets of even stronger winds here near the Alexandria area, as well as coming into the Newcastle area as well. This morning up here for 60 and Penny. Madison County, Carroll County, Delaware County, Randolph County, Clinton, Howard, Henry County, Hamilton, and Tipton County until 8:15 p.m. 60 and Penny there. And a little bit further south here, we have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour winds, radar indicated. And this is for Madison, Shelby, Rush, Johnson, Henry, Marion, Hamilton, Indiana until 7:26 p.m. Damage is likely. Considerable damage is likely here as well. If we zoom in here, there's your pocket of very strong winds here. Just to the north and east of Greensfield near Wilkinson, Markleville, coming into the Caddis area, Newcastle area, and Sulphur Springs area as well. Pretty potent gust front there associated with this little apex feature here on radar. Back down to the south here, our tornado warning here and severe thunderstorm warning. We have a baseball size hail, 70-mile-per-hour winds, a destructive warning. This is a level 3 out of 3 on our severe thunderstorm warning criteria. Ryan, this may be on the ground again. Possible debris ball here south of Bloomington near Clear Creek, right in here. That is possible TDS here, tornado debris signature. We're turning on CC to confirm this tornado is on the ground just south of Bloomington near Clear Creek, as it appears to be on radar. So again, possible tornado, likely tornado on the ground.
Very distinct debris ball there with that very distinct little hook echo there and a nice little debris ball. It's a very classic supercell look there. You don't see that too often. When you do see it, it kind of makes your stomach drop a little bit because you know what's happening. This is heading toward Clear Creek, just south of downtown Bloomington. Treat this as if a tornado was on the ground. I assume we're going to get an observed tornado warning incoming shortly, but this cell that produced a tornado near Linton is back. It appears to be back on the ground here just south of Bloomington now.
New information. This PDS tornado warning has been
And we have
updated.
a PDS tornado warning now. Tornado is observed now. Weather spotters confirm tornado. You're in a life-threatening situation. Tornado is on the ground. Indianapolis just updated this to a PDS tornado warning for Bloomington, Indiana, and points southward. We have a very large debris ball on radar now, updated now, very, very potent debris ball coming into Clear Creek on the south side of Bloomington. This is getting ready to cross I-69. Motorists on I-69, treat this with caution. If you're listening on the roadways, a tornado is getting ready to cross 69 right now, just south of Van Buren Park, Broadview, Clear Creek, and Sanders. Going to be moving near Night Ridge here on the south side of Bloomington, Indiana. Broadview and area south. Destructive tornado in progress here. We have a debris ball on radar on the south side of town here. So again, Indiana University in your safe place now. We have an active tornado south side of town. Just south of Indiana University here, we have a tornado on the ground. A dangerous tornado on the ground. You are in a life-threatening situation. Mobile homes will be destroyed if you're in the path of this tornado. I can't stress that enough. Areas impacted here: Indiana University, Smithville, Monroe Reservoir, Woodville Hills, Charles Dean Wilderness, Unionville, and Whitehall, all impacted here. To repeat, a large and extremely dangerous and potential deadly tornado is on the ground here. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Weather spotters have confirmed a tornado on the ground, and this debris ball is still maintaining itself here as it crosses I-69 right now. And in fact, I have a camera here. Let me see if I can pull it up here. It's facing the wrong direction, so I'm not going to show you that because you can't see anything on it. Unfortunately, it's too far north and facing the wrong direction. You just see rain. But I do see something I don't like to see. This is on I-69. There are cars underneath the overpasses, Ryan. We need to get these cars out from under the overpasses on I-69. That is a terrible idea. In fact, I'm just going to show you that to show you what not to do. Do not be this car right there on the top portion of your screen under an overpass. That is an example of what not to do.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Do not be this car here on screen here. If tornadoes impact overpasses, a lot of us have seen the movie Twister. That was not exaggerated. Through the Bernoulli principle and other aerodynamic principles here, winds are amplified. The bridge acts as an airfoil, and it actually intensifies the wind and pressure underneath that bridge, and it can create an even more dangerous situation for you and your occupants inside that vehicle. So again, do not be under overpasses during a tornado warning. I will reprimand you every single time if I see that. Clear Creek, Indiana, tornado is on top of you right now, moving towards Night Bridge here. Roads impacted here would include intersections, if it pops up, Fairfax Road and Walnut Street Pike here. Perhaps tornado in progress here, moving towards Night Ridge here. Damaging tornado is on the ground. This is the PDS tornado warning here. Go back to our velocities here. You can...
A new tornado warning has been issued.
And we have 2 tornado warnings now, just east of here. Areas of rotation here, very tight rotation here, just south of Seymour. We actually have 2 areas of rotation, Ryan. We have one right in here and right in here. We have 2 supercells here with their own unique mesocyclones, and you don't have to go very far north near Elizabethtown. We have another mesocyclone here. In fact, let's go ahead and turn on CC here. I'm going to switch this to CC here, just south of Seymour. I don't see anything that says tornado on the ground here, but very tight rotation here near New Farmington, Indiana, Chestnut Ridge, Newry, Staples Ford. We have 2 areas of rotation here. If both of these touch down, we'll have twin tornadoes on the ground. There is not at this point in time, but it could happen. We have 2 areas of rotation here. This tornado warning is radar indicated, and this is for Jackson County and Jennings County in south central Indiana. A little bit further north here, just outside of Columbus, near Grammar, coming into the Westport area.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We have a radar
Caleb,
indicated
we have
tornado there as well.
Confirmed report of a tornado in southern Bloomington right now. Confirmed tornado on the ground in southern Bloomington.
Yep, and we have a tornado warning out ahead of this near Nashville, Indiana. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 tornado warnings active in Indiana right now over the same areas that likely could get impacted again here. This is a dire situation here. This tornado warning that just got issued is for Shelby County, Brown County, and Bartholomew County. If you're in Brown County State Park, be in your bathhouses right now. Do not wait it out in your camper. This is a very dangerous situation if we have more storms to the west and south of you. Shelby County, Indiana, Brown County, Bartholomew County, radar indicated rotation here. We have 4 active tornado warnings with 1 PES tornado warning with a confirmed tornado south side of Bloomington right now. A dangerous and deadly tornado is on the ground in Bloomington, Indiana at this point in time. Just crossed I-69, coming near Knights Ridge here in the Belmont area.
Going to cross State Route 446 here in about 5 minutes or less.
Yep, and all of these storms here are rotating. We're going to have to watch this one here near Shelbyville, Indiana. Starting to get a hook on it, Ryan. This is a very volatile atmosphere here.
Yeah, Caleb, I also want to break in here. We also have just to our west across the state line in Illinois, a tornado emergency down there closer to the West Evansville area. So if you live down here by Evansville, there are storms that are currently warned for tornadoes. In fact, a tornado emergency is in effect here across the border here. Hopefully it stays to the south here, but it is creeping north very slowly. So Evansville and across the Ohio River down here, you guys need to be on alert next about 30 to 60 minutes. Further north here, we have numerous warnings in effect just across the border here toward Marshall, so Terre Haute area, Prairie Creek area, Sullivan. Once again, under the gun, round 2. These storms are warned for tornadoes, not confirmed on the ground, but they are still warned. They're still rotating here. We take a zoomed out look here. Look at all these yellow and red boxes here. We are in full-blown severe weather outbreak mode here, primarily across that south and central part of the state, but we see a wind gust here all the way through the Fort Wayne area, down toward Marion, Logansport, Muncie, Newcastle. Most of these warnings, in fact, all these warnings are just for wind. So luckily, the risk for a tornado is much lower further north there. So Bluffton, Decatur, Portland, Fort Wayne, not a zero threat, but your threat is primarily for wind. Very, very low risk for a tornado or a large hailstone. Further south here, south of Indianapolis and close to Indianapolis, basically cut the state in half, draw the line. Anywhere south of Indianapolis, that is where your risk for very large hail, damaging wind gusts, and strong tornadoes does exist. This is well forecasted here. A great job by the SPC on placing these risks. It is following it to a T pretty much essentially. But again, we have numerous tornado warnings in effect here for numerous cells. It's hard to keep track of these all, so bear with us. The main one right now, we have a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado on the ground. It's just moved through Clear Creek on the south side of Bloomington, heading toward Night Ridge. Right here is your debris ball. This is clear cut as you can get. Debris ball tornado on the ground as it moved through Clear Creek on the south side of Bloomington. Night Ridge, Woodview Hills, and Belmont, be in your safe place right now as this tornado moves your direction. This is a large and extremely dangerous tornado on the ground as of 7:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Downstream here, Nashville, Pikes Peak, Clarksdale, Elkinsville. You guys need to be on alert here. We actually have a tornado warning over here now for the Columbus area. This is not a confirmed warning, but there's just so much going on here. You can easily tell here with the rotation. You can actually kind of see a little bit of a donut hole in the middle of that. Easily rotating storm there. Back here as well, see the rotation in there. Down here as well, Caleb, by the Lovett area, just south of North Vernon. This is pretty strong rotation. Let's check the debris tracker actually. Hard to tell there, but that wouldn't be shocked if that's on the ground here shortly. We just have so much going on here, guys. All these warnings up here, tornado possible tag. Over here toward Terre Haute, Brazil, Greencastle. Need to watch these very closely.
Yeah, and outside the Nashville, Indiana as well. Very, very tight rotation there for you. Near Nashville, Indiana, just west, coming towards the Columbus area as well. Shelbyville starting to get a hook on it, but there's actually, Ryan, a TBSS. There's a really strong hail spike there on the north side of Shelbyville, coming into Marion, Indiana, and just south of Morristown, Indiana there. We got a hail spike there. Lovett, Indiana, you need to be in your interior room, lowest level of your home. Extremely tight rotation there being depicted on radar. Tornado could form at any moment here. We are in a severe weather outbreak now for Indiana, and could easily be a tornado outbreak as well if these storms keep producing tornadoes. So again, take this night very, very seriously. This is a dangerous night across Indiana. While Ryan is busy on the back end, we'll go ahead and take my screen back here. Sorry about that. I had to use the bathroom real quick here. Hard to find time to do that when you have a severe weather outbreak ongoing here. Go ahead and turn our velocity back on here, and I'm going to show you how many areas of rotation we have here. We're going to go ahead and take our velocity full here. Let me go ahead and do that here for you. We have so much going on here, guys. But again, rotation right in here. Here. We have at least 4 or 5 areas of really strong rotation here within Indiana here. We have 4 active tornado warnings ongoing here, including 1 PDS tornado warning ongoing here for Indiana. This is an extremely dangerous situation here. We're going to go left to...
Caleb, check out the cell near Westport over in the Bartholomew... Decatur County. That is a very tight couplet there. Would not be shocked if that's on the ground momentarily. Sardinia, Westport, Millhouse, Letts area.
My radar froze. I took you full.
It's a cell over here. I'm going to take my screen right here. This area right here near Westport. Again, this is actually tight rotation now. Just north of Harper, Neff Corner, Pinhook, Millhausen. Be in your safe place.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
This is, again, looks like they just went ahead and issued a warning. We have so many warnings popping in here. Another one coming in for radar indicated rotation. This is going to be for the cell that was previously PDS warned. They're going with radar indicated now, so they are suggesting that tornado is now off the ground. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But we did have a tornado confirmed near Clear Creek on the south side of Bloomington. They're now choosing to do a radar indicated warning out ahead of this. So Nashville, Clarksdale, Pikes Peak, and eventually Columbus. Be on your safe place right now. Back down here, though, we have that tighter rotation over the Westport area. Again, heading toward Pinhook, Millhausen, Neff Corner, Smyrna, and Napoleon areas. Again, greens and reds are your wind velocities where they meet. The greens are going inbound. The reds are going outbound. So you kind of check out with radar. The greens going one way, reds going the other way. That's your spin in the atmosphere. So we have these areas here of brighter colors. The brighter the color, the stronger rotation is. And that's a very clear-cut sign we have rotation with that storm. Again, that's not on the ground as of right now. Would not be shocked if it's on the ground here in the next couple of minutes. You got your radar back, Caleb?
I did, but I got watermelon.
Just change your product once or twice, and then it'll correct itself.
Yeah, I'm trying here. Back up here.
I would not be shocked if this
There we
tornado is still on the ground directly over Night Ridge. It's a very clear-cut signature there with a little bit of a ball there. Belmont, Woodview Hills, south side of those areas. Be in your safe place right now. Treat that as a tornado as on the ground. This is a very